You know, this is a common problem for a lot of couples these days, this little cell phone interfering
indeed.
with the times that we
Any
have.
kind of electronic gadget that allows the office to connect with you anytime they want.
Yeah, and no doubt your husband has this job you describe as great, and he probably loves it, and he's energized by it, and he knows that, you see, what happens for a guy that's so productive in his career, you feel a little bit like if you turn the cell phone off or you get away from the email or whatever, you're losing traction. And understand that about him. It's not that he finds this necessarily more attractive than you. It's just that he's feeling like he doesn't want to lose the progress that he's making. I often liken it to driving down the freeway and you're on a long trip and you see that car that passed you, and you feel like if you take the rest stop, you know, they're going to be ahead of you again.
And you can't let them get there.
In the business world, not a good feeling.
But I've got to tell you, this needs to have some accountability too.
Sure,
because
absolutely.
even though he believes that, it's not the truth that he
No.
can't take a time out and spend a little bit of time. One of the answers might be that you're not global about it. That you might say, okay, one night a week, for a couple of hours, we need the cell phone free zone. It's a blackout time. I'm not asking for anything but 2 hours a week or whatever it is, and make it something very measurable. And you know, you can start small and work up.
Well, and we do this in other places.
Yeah.
In fact, our little 2-year-old goes, or 2-year-old, he's 4 years old, goes to a preschool.
That's
where
right.
it's a cell phone free zone. And so I have to turn it off.
And I have to remind you every time.
Every time, because I'm almost always talking on it as we walk in there. It's like, hey, no cell
Right.
phones here.
And I kind of love it. I relish it. I'm like, hey, there are no cell phones. I love the rule.
Right, and so if you can
Yeah.
do that for a preschool or a restaurant or wherever you go, you can certainly do that in your marriage and have
That's
a
right.
cell-free zone as well. And it's what you find is when you carve out those places where you know you can count on it, at least it makes it a little bit more tolerable.
You're not quite as irritable
Yeah.
for the rest of the time because you know you've got at least a little space.
Right.